All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to our live tour today. Just going to be a general campus tour. So I'm Lauren. My name is Lauren. I'm going to be a junior in the fall. I'm from Madbury, New Hampshire, which is just one town over, and I'm majoring in occupational therapy. Just gonna mute this.
My name is Noah. I am a junior. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Noah. I'm going to be one of the guides today. I'm a rising junior, and I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, right, yeah.
So just to do a quick overview, at UNH we have about 12,000 undergraduate students, and we're located on the seacoast of New Hampshire with our main campus in Durham, New Hampshire, which is about 20 minutes from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, about 30 minutes from the beaches, and about 60 minutes to the White Mountains, and also Boston and Portland, Maine. So today we're going to be taking you on an hour-long interactive tour where you can ask our guides questions in real time. And before we get started with the tour today, I just want everyone to please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us at Be a UNH Wildcat on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and then also at U of NH on TikTok. So like Noah's already introduced himself, Noah and Jenny are our first tour group. So Jenny's on the camera and Noah's going to be our tour guide for this first stop. And they're going to take us around our student center right now. So Noah, you can start us off.
Great, yeah. So we are here in the Memorial Union Building. This is the heart of campus. The phrase with the MUB goes, nobody's bored on campus unless they choose to be. The MUB is home to over 250 different clubs and student organizations. Clubs like the Dairy Club, where you can work with our local farms, work with the local cows, make your own milk, all the way up to a cappella clubs. So if you like to sing, you can join one of the many a cappella groups on campus and you can sing all around. So a little here in the MUB, we do have a lot of great amenities. We do have the MUB theaters. So from Thursdays through Sundays, they have movies playing and all student tickets are included within your tuition. So if you do want to grab some popcorn, want to come to the MUB, see a movie with your friends, you're more than welcome to do that. Our next stop, we're going to be heading down this little hallway right here. The MUB has a lot of great different student spaces, a lot of study spaces. This third floor, you can see a lot of great tables, a lot of great couches. This is one of my favorite places to study in the MUB. I like to come here with my friends, do little projects. And then we also do have the wall of flags. So there are 70 different flags from 70 different countries, and each flag represents a student, staff member, or faculty member from one of these countries. And yeah, so the MUB, MUB is the heart of campus, one of the biggest student center spaces. A lot of great different meeting rooms over here on the side. So when clubs meet indoors, this is where they're going to come. Yeah, and then we also do have a great lounge. So if you have a busy day with classes, want to come to the MUB, relax, you can hang out in the lounge. So we're actually going to be heading down to the second floor. We're going to heading down to the second floor to Union Court. And Union Court is one of our many dining options here on campus. So, great. Yeah. And then on my right here is the Stratford room. This is one of the big events rooms. So all throughout the year, different live speakers, different clubs will perform right here in the Stratford room. So, and then, yeah, I got some more meeting spaces coming up on the right here. And now here's the main. Now we're coming up to our main show, which is Union Court. Yeah, Union Court is an awesome style of dining, more of a food court style. So see inside, beverages, different types of restaurants. This is where you can get, sushi, burritos, salads, sandwiches, salad bars, all that type of stuff right here in Union Court. And once you grab your meal, you can, so once you grab your meal, you can sit down here, one of the many tables. On Wednesday afternoons, there's usually a live performer who's performing here. So if you want to grab a quick bite to eat with your friends, sit down for a little bit, you can do that. But if you want to spend a little bit more long-term, you're able to sit down here, study a little bit, and just be with your friends. Especially last year, like during COVID and everything, being in the MUB was a great way to get out of my room, really get to see my friends and get that in-person experience again. So, yeah. Now, Now, some of the stuff coming up here, we have the IT desk, we have the mail room. So any packages or letters you get sent to you, you can get that right here in the MUB. Getting mail is super easy. You get an email whenever you have a package. You get an email whenever you have a package, a letter. Just swipe your student ID, and yeah, you're ready to go. So, yeah. And then, great. So we can get done this one, yeah. And then, yeah, if you ever need, this was our COVID testing lab. So if you ever had to pick up more COVID tests last year, you can do that right here. If you ever need, for freshmen coming in, right here on campus services, you can get your campus ID, all your meal plans, and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, so now we're gonna be heading down to the first floor. The MUB also has our campus bookstore. So want to get some UNH stuff, ever have to pick up a book for a class, you can get all your school stuff right here in the MUB. And yeah, got more tables and tables, relax, enjoy the nice view of campus. Oh yeah. Great. And then, yeah. And then this is the UNH bookstore. So if you ever need any UNH swag, you can get that right here. Right here, yeah, awesome. So our next stop on the first floor of the MUB, we're gonna go to the Beauregard Center. And the Beauregard Center is a nice support space for the underrepresented student groups on campus, open to all students, regardless of your background or experiences. Yeah. Yeah, if you ever need a quick refresher, need a beverage, you can grab something from the vending machine, grab a quick snack. And then, yeah. And if you ever wanted to get involved with like the student body, like class president, their meeting spaces are right down here. And then on the right here is the Beauregard Center. So yeah. And then, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, this is our Beauregard Center. Center for Equity, Justice, and Freedom. And our UNH president, Jim Dean, works very closely with the Beauregard Center to make sure that everybody, just feeling supportive and safe on campus. So, yeah. And our final stop in here in the MUB is going to be at the game room. So, if you like games, video games, you can join one of the many video games clubs we have here. Just want to come play with your friends, even stuff like pool, foosball, all stuff like that right here in the MUB. So, but yeah, and then also down here in the MUB, we have the commuter lounge. So if you like to commute, want to cook something really quickly here in the MUB, you got this little kitchenette right here. Yeah. So, yeah. And then the first floor is also home to radio stations, a bunch of different clubs here on campus as well. Yeah. Yeah. WUNH on air, 91.3 FM. And yeah.
Noah, could you talk a little bit about how students typically get involved in organizations at UNH?
Yeah, so at the beginning of the year, typically the first or second week of September, UNH will have University Day. And on Thompson Hall lawn, all the clubs will have an opportunity to set up their booth, tables. And then you as a student, it's like 3 hours long. And then you as a student, you're able to walk through the path, see any clubs that you're interested in. If you really find one you like, you can sign up there. But if you don't find one, all throughout the year, people on the tour guide program. I was interested in being a guide, sign up here. I found it on the sidewalk with chalk, and that's a great way to get involved. I'd highly recommend joining a club here on campus. So great. So that's it for us today here at the MUB. Yeah, thank you.
If anyone who's watching our live right now has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'd love to answer them. And also, I'm just going to pull up a little maps to orient everyone as to where we are on our campus right now. So I'm just going to share my screen so you can all see. Basically, right now, we were just here at the Memorial Union building where that yellow star is. And right now, we're heading right over here to Health and Wellness. So Health and Wellness is, we're going to be meeting Avery there. And so Avery, if you are all set. Are you all set, Avery? I think you guys might be muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank
Perfect.
you.
So right now we're standing outside of Health and Wellness, but really quick, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Avery. I'm a rising senior. I'm from Farmington, Connecticut, and I'm studying international business and French. So right now I'm going to talk a little bit about health and wellness in the surrounding area. So right over there, we have our MUB. So we're right across the street from the MUB. And then to our left, we have downtown Durham. In downtown Durham, we have a grocery store, a Rite Aid, we have a pharmacy, and tons of places to grab bagels, coffee, salads. There's shopping and restaurants. So it's a really great spot for students to have access to. And then right behind me, we have SHARP, which is the Sexual Harassment and Rape Prevention Program. So students can volunteer to be peer mentors. They also have a 24-hour hotline that all students can access. The number, as well as the number for health and wellness, they're located on the back of your student ID. So all of these resources are available to students and accessible right in downtown on campus. Right over there, we have a bus stop. So the bus will stop here if that's one way that you need to access them. So right behind me, we have health and wellness, also right in the heart of campus. On site, we have physicians, medical assistants, as well as nurses and nurse practitioners. Inside, we have radiology, full labs, as well as a full pharmacy. So it's really awesome to have this right on campus. Anything from routine visits, illness, injury, or overall wellness. They're really great about working with students. The majority of college students will be sick throughout their time here or face something that they need medical assistance with. And it's a really great resource that a lot of students will take advantage of. You can even just come here for your routine appointments, like your physical. So anything like that, they can handle. The nurses are on call for the majority of the day, and they're open Monday through Saturday. So anytime anything comes up, you can come right to them for assistance with that. Any questions, Lauren?
Yeah, so we actually did just have one in the chat. It was from the MUB stop, but it was just asking when the date of U Day is. And I just want to let everyone know that the date is September 1st for the fall 2021. I do have one question for you, Avery, though. In downtown Durham, so you just showed us that right over to your left. What is your favorite spot to go there?
I would say my favorite part downtown would be Hop and Grind. It's like a burger kind of fried chicken place. It's also just a really cool vibe. Definitely my favorite place to go. But coffee wise, I would say the Works. They have really good bagels too. So there's tons of variety. So there's really something for anyone downtown.
Awesome, thank you. Do you want to talk a little bit about maybe how COVID was for us this past semester and how it's going to be going into the fall, just since we are outside of health and wellness?
Yeah, of course. So this past semester, it was definitely weird. Class-wise, there were a lot of options, whether it was in-person, hybrid, or completely virtual. Testing-wise, students were tested twice a week, and that depended on which college you were in. So for me as a business student in a Peter T. Paul College of Business, I tested Mondays and Thursdays. So I would just submit those tests. There was like a little drop box right outside of here, kind of looks like a mailbox. And students could drop those off all throughout campus, tons of different places. So they were self swabs. We would pick up a testing kit for about a month and then drop those off twice a week. And all of the results would be uploaded pretty much by the end of that day. So that was definitely convenient. We also have our Wildcat pass. So this would show if it was valid or not. If it was not valid, it could be that you missed a test, that you were exposed, or that you did have COVID. And then they would put you in either quarantine or isolation dorms. Overall, I felt very safe and comforted by how well they handled the situation this past year. And then looking forward to this fall, similarly, students who are vaccinated will upload those vaccine cards to our health and wellness portal. And then that would allow you to have tests be optional. And then you also will not have to wear masks indoors or outdoors. Students who are not vaccinated will continue wearing masks indoors as well as being tested twice a week. So that's kind of how it's going to go looking forward from now.
Great, thank you so much. So now I'm just going to pull up a map of where we're going to be going for our next stop. We're going to be heading to Paul College, which is our business school here. I'm just going to share my screen. So we were just right here at Health and Wellness. And next, we're going to be going right over here to Paul College. To explain just a little bit about how our campus is set up, we have 3 residential areas surrounding an academic core, and the academic core is kind of where everybody comes for their classes every day. This is one residential area right over here. So you can see like Stoke and Sawyer, those are residential buildings. We also have another residential section right over on this side of campus, and then finally one over here as well. So that's kind of how our campus is set up, but we're going to be meeting back up with Noah at Paul College. So Noah, whenever you are ready.
Great. We all good? Well, welcome everyone. We are here in the Peter Paul College. This is home to the business school and all economics here on campus. So we are actually here in the little lounge, little common area. Paul is a great place for all business students. A lot of great places to study. So advising, so we're gonna talk about academics here a little bit. So advising on campus, all students, whether you come in declared or undeclared, all students are assigned an advisor, and your advisor is there to help you plan out your next 4 years, plan out your next semester of classes. And it's usually always somebody who is in your major. So I'm a communications major, and my advisor is one of my communications professors. And he's been a big help, because just this last spring, I was transitioning from an English teaching major to communications, and he was there to help me out every step of the way. So we're actually going to head inside one of the classrooms right now, one of the lecture halls here in Paul. So, and with every college division, whether that's business, college of liberal arts, health and human services, each college division has their own career and professional success programs. And with CAPS, one second, we're going to head inside here. Oops, yeah. Perfect. So this is one of the lecture halls, and with CAPS, you can meet one-on-one with the professional. So if you have questions about your resume, any tips about interviewing, or you're looking for research opportunities or internships in your major, CAPS can connect you with alumni who have graduated in your major. So, if you really like your major and are trying to find these opportunities, CAPS is a great resource to go. So this is one of the lecture halls. And with lecture hall, so pretty big, bigger class, and there are 2 types of classes here at UNH. You have major specific classes, and then you have discoveries. Major specific classes, those tend to be on the smaller side. So one of my English classes, like 18 to 30 people, and you can meet. I really like these smaller sizes. Really you get to know the people around you. You get to have that one-on-one relationship with your professors. And one of my favorite major specific classes, I took a Shakespeare class. Definitely one of the hardest classes I've taken, but really got me to become a better reader. Really got to learn a lot about Shakespeare, and really allowed me to develop a relationship with my professor. And I was able to do that through office hours. And office hours are a great way for you to get to know your professor. So like with the lecture hall, 150 students, you may feel a little like lost in the wind, but going to office hours is a great way for you to introduce yourself, ask any questions you have about the class. So we're going to show you a little bit more around Paul now. So I've got a lot of meeting spaces on the left here, office rooms. So, if you have a project coming up with some of your classmates who want to do a quick practice run, you're able to do that all throughout here. And so this is like the first floor of the lounge. Like advising, like you don't have to be afraid of your advisor. Like in high school, I was kind of afraid of my guidance counselor, but my advisor now is my best friend. A lot of great meeting spaces in Paul. We do have an outdoor space as well. So, on a nice day, want to come out with your friends, when you don't stay indoors all day, you can come out and study right outside here in Paul. So great. And then lastly, here in Paul, it'll be coming up on our right. Paul does have their own little cafe. So if you want to grab a quick coffee, Starbucks coffee, you want to grab a quick cup of coffee, grab some muffins, you can do that here in Paul as well. So another student lounge. So the cafe is going to be just right here on the right, closed for the semester, but during the year, want to grab some coffee, all day breakfast, Monday through Friday. Paul is definitely the best place. And For advice for all academics, just be engaged. Speak with your professors. Like, they want to help you. They're ready. They want to help you. They want to see you succeed as best as they can. So, great.
All right, Noah, I do have a question for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is your favorite class that you have taken at UNH so far? I know you mentioned that the Shakespeare one was one of the hardest ones, but have you had one that stands out?
Yeah, so I took a Nutrition 400 class my freshman year. You know, as an English major, you think like a science class doesn't really make sense. But my nutrition class was a discovery. It was a great way to discover a class outside my major. But Nutrition 400 was a really cool class. Really get to see how all the foods we eat affect our bodies and how to eat healthy. So yeah, it was a really cool opportunity to, you know, experience a science class, and there was a lab attached to it as well. So got to have hands-on experience and really get to understand like how I'm eating, like how much I'm eating. So
that's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
What has been your largest class size and your smallest class size?
The largest class size I've ever had was definitely that nutrition class. That was about 150 students. Kind of was a little overwhelming, but office hours were a great way for me to get settled in. And then my smallest class, that was one of my English classes that had about 25 students in that. So, and no matter, even if a class is a little too big, like a lecture hall style, like 150 students, a lot of the classes have like resuscitation. So on a day you don't have lecture, you'll meet with like a TA and a smaller group of students. So you can get you can dive really deep into the material. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Noah, for showing us around Paul College, our business school. And we're actually going to go now and meet up with Avery again, and she's going to be showing us Smith Hall and just talking about a few student services there. So I'm just going to kind of show you guys where we are on campus now. So as you can see, we were just right here at Paul College, and now we're going down here. We've just kind of walked across the street, and we are right here at Smith. So Avery, whenever you are ready.
Great. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Perfect. So as you can see right now, that's Paul College. So we're standing right on the other side of that. We did just cross the street, but right now we're standing in front of Smith Hall. So this is admissions, but there are 3 other resources located in here as well. One is PCAC, which is psychological and counseling services. So that's your traditional therapy and counseling. All students have 8 sessions included in their tuition per year, as well as unlimited group sessions. So it's definitely a really great resource that a lot of students will use. Same thing with CFAR, which is Center for Academic Resources. So they're a service that provides students with the academic skills to succeed as a student here at UNH. So anything from time management, organization, study skills, exam prep, that kind of thing. They'll work with students on that. They're really accessible, whether you want to schedule a meeting one-on-one, whether that's virtual or in person. They're really easy to access. The third resource in here is SAS, which is Student Accessibility Services. So they accommodate anything, whether that is physical, emotional, or academic. So anything from extra time on exams to needing a single room. Or for me, last winter, I fractured my ankle and I was on crutches in the middle of winter. So they shuttled me around campus to all my classes, to the dining halls, to really anything I needed, back to health services, that kind of thing. So it was really great. They worked with me at no extra charge. They worked alongside with health and wellness. They do that for a lot of students. So if you have any questions, even before applying, I definitely suggest calling them and any of these resources, just so that you can get a better feel for what your student's life would be like here at UNH. Do you have any questions, Lauren?
I do have a question. So right now you're kind of outside of Smith Hall. We're talking about student services. What do you think is like, are there any like events that go on maybe with like CFAR or the other student services that you've heard of or that you've attended?
Yeah, so CFAR is really great. They have an event every year where students can get together with the CFAR employees and representatives. They go through your syllabi with you and schedule things. They'll provide calendars and you can go through and fill that out. So you can really work on that time management and just to prepare for the upcoming semester as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to pull this map up again and orient everyone to where we're going on campus before we head into our next stop. All right, so we were just right here at Smith Hall, and now we are going to be heading over to Scott Hall, which is home. It's just one of our residence halls on campus. So you can kind of see all through here, we have a few different residence halls: McLaughlin, Lord, Jesse Doe right here, Stoke, and then Sawyer's right next to there. And then we have Stillings right here. So Stillings is the dining hall for this section of campus. And we have basically one dining hall for each section. So Stillings is the dining hall right here. And then over here, a lot of times students that are living around this area would be eating at Holloway Commons, which is connected to the Memorial Union building. And then if you're living on this side of campus over by Williamson and Christensen, some of our larger freshman dorms, you'd be probably eating at Philbrook a lot of the time. But we're gonna have Noah be talking a little bit more about that right now. So Noah, whenever you're ready.
Well, welcome everyone. We are here in Scott Hall. This is one of 27 different residence halls here on campus. So I just want to quickly point out, this is the laundry room for Scott. Every building does have their own laundry services. So Scott residence hall, so the laundry room isn't that big, but as the buildings do get bigger, they do scale up. So we're going to head into the lounge and we're going to talk a bit more about housing and dining. So yeah, so Scott is one of 27 different residence halls, and out of those 27, 3 are reserved for first-year students. Those are Williamson and Christensen, and then Alexander. There are themed housing options available as well. So for athletic students, gender-inclusive housing, transfer students, certain veterinary programs, they have themed housing for that. And then on every building, on every floor, are residential assistants or RAs. RAs are there to put on general social events. If you ever need any little bit of support, like a little mentorship, your RA is a great resource. My freshman year RA, Brendan, he put on a lot of great socials, and they were really helpful for me to meet all the guys on my floor, guys who I'm living with going into my junior year. And speaking of roommates, there are a couple options you can go down. People like to go on their class Facebook page, they meet someone that way and they go in as roommates like that. But for me, my freshman year, I went with a random roommate, and it's not completely random, so you don't have to like worry about that. You fill out a little survey. So for me, I'm a night owl. How loud do you like it to be? Cleanliness. And then they'll pair you up with somebody most similar to you. And then when you're trying to figure out where you want to live, you can go onto the UNH, you can go onto your housing portal, and you can select your top 3 options. And then you'll hopefully get what you want. So yeah, so this is the lounge of Scott. Yeah, nice little chairs, tables, nice little piano as well. And yeah, I got a fireplace too. But yeah, the lounges are a great place to go. If you want to come study with your friends, you just want to hang out, you can do that, no problem here in your lounge. So I'm going to show you the kitchen for this building. Every building does have their own kitchen. So if you do want to cook something quickly, want to whip up a quick little meal, you can do that right here in the kitchen. So great, awesome. So yeah, and every building does have their own little kitchen. But now we're going to go to the main show, which is the dormitory room. So you guys, we can go. So yeah. Every day is a great day to be a Wildcat. So yeah, so this is a double size room. This is a pretty average size room. Some are bigger, some are smaller, but as Ginny's showing you now, you do get your own closet space. You do have a nice little desk. Yeah, you got your beds, and you can loft these higher or lower. So some of my friends, they like the lofters all the way to the top, put a couch underneath. Yeah, fridge and you got a fridge and microwave. You got your dresser space. Got a nice little desk, but you really do have a lot of creative freedom. You can hang up art, pretty much all different lights. And yeah, so you got your own closet space, got the desk. You can make it your own home. It's really like you can make it customized for you. And when the time does come, you have to do some laundry. You can check the UNH app and you can find all the availability of all the washers and dryers. So let's say you live on the 6th floor of Williamson, you don't have to haul your stuff down and see no washers available. You can use the UNH app to see the availability. And then, so dining on campus, we do have 3 main dining halls on campus. And no matter what meal plan you have, you do have unlimited access into the dining halls. Our food here, about top 20 for the college food in the nation. I really enjoy it. Lots of options, all day breakfast, grill, pizza, salad bars, deli bars, burrito bars, really anything you can think of. But if you do have any dietary restrictions, you can talk to the on-staff nutritionist and they're able to accommodate any dietary restrictions you have, like gluten-free, vegetarian, dairy-free, no matter what, they'll be able to help you. And let's say it's a Friday night or something and the dining halls are closed. We do have 2 late night cafes with Wild Kitty and Philly Cafe. And these are a great place to go. Yeah, Friday night dining halls are closed. Want to grab a burger or something, 10 o'clock, you're able to do that, no problem. And if you're curious about the menu for going forward, you can also use the UNH app to check the 10-day menu. So if you see that Stillings has frozen yogurt on Friday nights, you know where to go. So yeah, great. Do we have any questions about housing, dining, anything like that?
Yeah, Noah, I do have a question for you. So I know that you mentioned all the options in the dining hall, but what is your favorite thing to eat in the dining hall?
I definitely got to go with the cheesy bread. It's just nice. It's so easy to stock up a cheesy bread, nice piece of bread. It's like a ratio of like 3 cheese to 1 bread, but it's the best place to go in Hoko. The cheesy bread is such a filling snack. That's my favorite food.
It's definitely a UNH classic as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, do you have any recommendations on maybe like your #1 thing to bring to a dorm room, or kind of just something that maybe you forgot to bring that you wanted to bring or something?
Yeah, another thing I would bring, I didn't do this, but I would bring like a second pair of sheets. Like sometimes like when you have to do, like when you're doing your laundry, not having, you just want to lie down on your bed, having a second pair of sheets really allows you to, you don't have to worry about like, yeah, you can just don't have to worry about anything. Second pair of sheets really, so you're doing laundry, you can just have another, you're all good. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Awesome. I'm going to pull the map back up here so we can go to our next stop, which is going to be at the HRC, which is the Hamel Recreation Center. That's our gym on campus. So we're going from Scott right here, and we're going to be going over right here towards the HRC. So the gym on campus, and Avery, whenever you're ready.
Great. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Perfect. So right now we're in the Hamel Recreation Center. We're actually standing on the 2nd floor, but I'm just going to point out some things in the building and explain it a little more as well. So right over there, we have a lot of cardio equipment, as well as our indoor track. And as you continue throughout the building, there's tons of other spaces with different cardio equipment, as well as weights and weight rooms. It's all spread out throughout the building. So if you ever wanted to go hide in a corner to work out, you're more than welcome to do so. And of course, we are a D1 school, but the D1 athletes will not be in this building. So you're not going to be surrounded by the football team while you're trying to work out. Right here, we have our bouldering wall. We also have another rock climbing wall located on campus too. And as you continue down this hallway, we have a lot of weight rooms down there as well as workout classrooms. So there's a lot of opportunities to take fitness classes. So anything from Zumba, kickboxing, functional fitness, things like that. Students are able to do that included in their tuition. You would just sign up through our campus app. You can go to those. A lot of students will also become certified in teaching those too. So it's a really great opportunity to also have a work chance as well. So there's different opportunities like that. We also have cooking classes too. So if you end up in an apartment and realize you are eating cereal every day, it's a really great chance to come learn how to make something new. So anything, if you have any allergies or anything, you can check ahead of time just to make sure that you can accommodate those needs. And then afterwards you get to eat it. So you really can't go wrong. Right behind us, we also have the outdoor pool. We do have an indoor pool too. It is a D1 facility, but it is available to students with open hours. So they try to keep this open into the fall as long as they can. So it's really beautiful and nice to have. We also have waterfront on Mendham's Pond. So students will go kayaking, paddleboarding, swimming, or hiking around the area too. Typically there are shuttles that take students there. Downstairs, we have an office where there are it's like a rental borrowing place. So anything like kayaks, skis, camping gear, surfboards, students are able to go rent those as well as go on adventure trips. So anything from rock climbing, surfing, different trips like that, students can sign up through there. Typically, there's also clubs for all of those same adventure trips. So you can pretty much sign up either way for that. Of course, at UNH, we are a D1 school, so athletics are very important to us, mostly hockey, but of course, football and tons of other sports as well. I went to a lot of soccer games this past year, and I'm sure this fall there's going to be a really large turnout for the majority of sporting events. We also have club sports. So I always say that somewhere between high school varsity level and a D3 level. So the competitiveness might vary. Students will have to try out. There are cuts, there are mandatory practices as well as coaches. And they also travel. I have friends on the rugby team who have gone to Virginia, Ohio. So they definitely travel as well. We, of course, also have intramural sports. So that's no experience necessary. No mandatory practices, no coaches. Students can sign up and just go random and be placed on a team, or they can come in with a team already formed. My sorority will do signups a lot, so we'll fill teams that way. It's a really great opportunity to get involved, try something new, and the sports are always changing, so you can definitely find something really fun to participate in. Are there any questions in the chat, Lauren?
Yeah, so I have a question for you. One is, have you ever taken one of these exercise classes at UNH? And then also, this is a related question, is about those classes. Are those all included in your tuition and student fees, or is that something that you have to pay for? Same with the other things that we've been seeing on campus today.
Yeah, so right off the bat, all of those classes are included in your tuition. You would just sign up using our Campus Rec app. So it's super convenient. And yes, I've participated in them. I've especially Zumba, actually, the person holding the camera and I went to a lot of Zumba classes last year, and it was so much fun. And they have really good hours for those too. So you can sign up around your classes, whether it's at night or early in the morning or all throughout the day. And there's tons of different classes you can take. I've also taken functional fitness, which is definitely a really fun one as well. But it's kind of cool because there are so many different classes to choose from too.
Awesome, thank you so much. I have a few questions that are kind of just left over from our housing stop. So one question is, do the rooms come with a fridge and a microwave, or do you provide that for yourself?
So you can rent those to the school, or you can buy them yourself and bring them. It's totally up to you.
Awesome. And then the next one is, will we be able to get a look at a dorm room in Christensen and a look at the bathroom there too?
So unfortunately not on this tour, but we do have another housing video available on our YouTube channel if you're interested in checking that out. It'll explore a freshman dorm a little more as well.
Thank you. And then when you were new, was it hard to keep the names of all the buildings correct?
It definitely is a little confusing at first, especially because so many are similar and students here abbreviate pretty much everything, but you pick it up really, really quick. You'll start to catch on to all of those abbreviations and the building locations. It's also really awesome that the freshmen are able to move in a few days early. I was a transfer student and I was able to move in a few days early as well to walk around, find my classes, because things are definitely spread out and the names might get confusing. But I would definitely suggest having like your map on your phone up, or the map of the campus as well. Everything is labeled really clearly on that. So if you ever were to get confused, you can look at that, or you can just stop someone. All students here are happy to answer questions. I've helped freshmen find their classes before. So if ever that was confusing to you, you could definitely just stop someone walking by you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Avery, for showing us around the HRC. We're actually going to be going to our next stop now, which is at the Wildcat statue. We're going to be meeting back up with Noah. So I'm just going to show this map again. So right now we just were at the HRC right here. This is kind of on the edge of campus. So this is kind of the furthest way that you would walk this way, was going by all of these buildings here. And then we're just going to kind of be walking right up around this way towards the Wildcat statue, which is located right here near our Whittemore Center, and a few other things that Noah will be pointing out to you. So Noah, whenever you're ready.
Great. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here at the Wildcat statue. Towards my right here, the Wildcat statue is a big symbol here on campus. So all athletics on campus. So a little bit over the bridge, a little further down Main Street, that's where you have the field house. That's where all the athletes practice. So football, soccer, swimming, all that stuff runs through there in the field house. And no matter whether it's football, soccer, or hockey, all student tickets are included within your tuition. Hockey is definitely my favorite sport here on campus. A lot of great energy, so much hype, really fast paced. So I really love the hockey games, and all the hockey games, they take place right here in the Whittemore Center. So the WIT is home to, all the hockey games on campus, but throughout the year, there are different concerts, and once a semester, there's the undergraduate research conference. So if you're really interested in your major, want to find some research opportunities or internships, URC is a great place to go. A little further down here, to my right here, we do have the dairy bar, and the dairy bar is a great place to get some ice cream, a refreshing dessert. And to the left of the dairy bar is an Amtrak station. So we do have our own Amtrak station on campus that can take you all the way up to Portland, Maine, all the way down to Boston. So it's very easy to take, like, if it's a Sunday or Saturday, want to take a day trip with your roommates down to Boston. The trains run very early in the morning, all the way up until about 10:30 at night. So if you want to, you want to take a day trip, that's a viable opportunity as well. And one of the great traditions we have here on campus, I'm going to demonstrate it for you now. It's called Pat the Cat. So when you first start here for orientation, coming here in the fall, you pet the nose of the Wildcat for good luck. You know, it's a little discolored, but that's how many students have been here. So Pat the Cat, that is a wonderful tradition we have here on campus. And then transportation, getting around campus. So freshmen are not allowed to have a car on campus, but that's not too big of a problem. Our bus system is the biggest public transportation system in New Hampshire. It can take you all around campus and in nearby towns as well, such as Dover, Newmarket, Portsmouth. And at almost every bus stop, you're able to see how long it's going to take for the bus to get where you are. But if you do want a more extended schedule, the UNH app, I highly recommend the UNH app. It can give you a more extended schedule. And that's going to show if you want to go to Portsmouth from campus, you can see how long that'll take you. So yeah, but generally getting around campus, one end of campus to the other, it's about a 15-minute walk. And then going from class to class, for me, that has never been more than a 5-minute walk. And starting from my dorm going to my first class, that has never been more than a 10-minute walk. And it's designed, and the campus is designed that way. So you do have all that residential housing on the outside. As you go further into the further of the center of campus, that's where you reach the academic core, where all your academic buildings would be, and they're all clustered together. So you wouldn't have a class, like right here by the Whittemore Center, going all the way to the MUB. There wouldn't be that far. So yeah, but yeah, but are there any questions so far about anything?
Yeah, so Noah, have you ever taken the train on a day trip to anywhere?
Yeah, I have taken the day trip, once or twice a semester. Me and my roommates, we would like to take a day trip down to Boston, either on a Saturday or Sunday. The tickets are very inexpensive, about $15-20. And yeah, they run very early in the morning, all the way up until about 10:30 at night. So it's very easy to take it down to Boston or any other stops along the way.
Awesome. And then do you have any fun traditions or anything that you like at UNH at our sports games?
Yeah, I really like, so with the hockey, my favorite sport, they throw a piece of fish onto the ice. So if UNH scores first, one lucky student is chosen to toss a piece of fish right onto the ice. It's a great tradition. It's been happening for decades now, and I'm so happy it's going to be able to continue next year in the fall.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Noah, for showing us around the Wildcat statue. Yeah. Next, we're going to be heading over to outside of James Hall. We're going to be talking a little bit about sustainability. So we're right here at the Wildcat statue. We've kind of walked through campus this way to James into the academic core. So Avery, whenever you're ready, you can start telling us a little bit about sustainability here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So right now we're standing next to James Hall, but here I'm going to talk a little bit about sustainability. So right behind me, we have, it kind of looks like a smokestack. It is our cogeneration plant on campus. So 100% of our core campuses run sustainably. The energy is pumped from local landfills, and it's used to operate our entire campus, including our buses, which run off of biodiesel. So they're definitely a little loud, but if you were to take any form of transportation, I would suggest taking that one. It's not perfect, but it's definitely making a difference. We're one of 8 schools in the nation with a platinum ranking in sustainability, which is the highest ranking that you can reach, which is definitely very exciting, and us Wildcats are absolutely proud of that. But also on campus, the majority of our food locations are zero waste facilities. So that means that the leftover food is then composted and it's used at our farms, as well as the leftover oils are used to heat the greenhouses. So it really comes full circle, whether it's recycling or how we operate our campus. All students participate in it, whether they realize it or not. Also, something that's really cool is that we're among the few in the nation that offer a dual sustainability major. So a lot of students will choose to participate in that as well. I have a friend that's literally a theater major and has paired sustainability with that. So it's definitely available to all students, and it's really exciting if you're able to add that to your degree. Awesome. Any questions about sustainability at all? Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm also going to talk a little bit about safety while we're here. I just wanted to mention that super quick. So on campus, we are ranked we're among the safest in the nation as well on campus. So right behind us, we have a blue light. Blue lights are located all over campus. They haven't been pressed in years, but they are tested frequently. If for some reason they did not work while you're standing at one, you can see another one. On it, there is a red button that you can press. You'll be in immediate communication with a police officer, and then they will respond to that location in under 2 minutes as well. On campus, we have 2 police forces. One is the UNH police and one are the Durham police. They work separately and together, and you'll always see them around. So we don't really have public safety or security guards here. Everyone you see are legitimate police officers. We also have a safety app, which is really great. I've never had to use it, but I definitely find comfort with it being on my phone. So on there, there's tons of features, like you can talk to a police officer, say while you're crossing campus or something, you can be on the phone with them. There's also features where you can message directly with a police officer, whether it's an emergency or just a question. So that's definitely convenient. We also have a service called Safe Ride. So I've taken that coming back from the train station when I returned from the airport early in the morning. They drove me and my luggage all the way across campus back to my dorm. So it was definitely very convenient, and it's a no questions asked service. So if for any reason you needed a ride, if you needed help, you can use that. All of these resources, their phone numbers and contact info are listed on the back of your student ID as well. So if you were to ever need to access those, you can find them there. But overall, I have never felt unsafe on this campus, especially as a woman on campus. I found comfort in the amount of lights that are everywhere. I've never walked down a dark sidewalk or anything. There truly are lights everywhere. In the dining halls, we save our seats with our phones. Half the time when I'm studying on the T Hall lawn, I'll literally leave my laptop and all my stuff there to go grab lunch and then come back and continue working. So those are the experiences I wanted to share with you. Sometimes I feel like that's definitely very important and helpful just to hear those personal experiences as well as the resources.
Yes, definitely.
Are there any
Thank
questions?
You so much. No questions about anything you covered, but I just was wondering if you could point out College Woods and maybe talk a little bit about that. I know it's kind of right by your location over there.
Yeah, so right behind this building, actually, under the train tracks, we have College Woods, which is over 50 acres of walking trails on campus. So it's kind of like woods walking, slightly hiking, and there's different ability levels as well. It's so pretty. There's little like bridges over streams and things like that. A lot of students will walk through there. They'll mountain bike in the winter. There's cross-country skiing in there. Students will also set up hammocks and do that kind of thing. If you're ever missing dogs, I'm sure by the time you walk through there, you'll pass at least 5. So it's really a nice place, and it's truly right on campus. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. I know that our outdoor adventures program, they're kind of this office on campus that does a lot of things for us. So one of the things is they'll do trips to go to College Woods, and you pay $5 and you get your skis, your boots, poles, a lesson, and everything. You can just do that right out in College Woods. We also have snowshoeing back out there, and the outdoor adventures program will also do things like surf trips or rock climbing trips. So lots of really cool things for students, and they're pretty cheap as well. So about $20 or less for all of those. Nordic skiing out in College Woods is only $5. So I think that's something really awesome about UNH.
I agree.
Okay, so for our next stop, we're going to be heading to meet back up with Noah, and we're going to be going right over here to the library. So this is the Dimond Library. It's our main library on campus. We do have a few other ones in some of the academic buildings, but this is usually where I spend most of my time. So Noah, whenever you're ready.
So welcome everyone. This is the Dimond Library. This is our main library on campus. There are 5 different floors, and we actually just walked in on the 3rd floor. So the library has a lot of great different study spaces for all different types of studying and learning. The first example is the Addison room right here. This is one of our quiet rooms on campus. So if you like no noises, no distractions at all when you study, this is the perfect place for you. If you do want something a little bit more private, individual, on the 4th and 5th floor, we do have little cubicle desks. So, you want that individuality. It's not as quiet as the quiet room, but it is a little bit more private. In addition, if you have, say you got a big exam coming up or a big project, there are collaboration office tables as well. So you can work with your classmates, all your friends. You can study right here in the library. We also do have the Student Writing Center. So you can meet 50 minutes one-on-one with another student. Any questions you have about your writing, you could be with your topic sentence, not sure how to get your paper started, or you could have a completed piece. The Student Writing Center is a very valuable resource. So I've been to the Writing Center about 4 times now. It's very easy to register online. I don't go for every paper, but their feedback has made me a better writer. We do also have 1 floor above us. We do have Zeke's Cafe. So another great place to get coffee. So I like to get coffee, work in the quiet room for a little bit. If I have to recharge, get another coffee a few hours later, no problem. We do also have subject librarians. So any subject you're interested in, whether that's art, history, geography, art history, no matter the subject, the librarians are able to point you out to more additional resources, whether it's a physical book, an academic paper, an academic journal, or anything like that. So I'm going to take you back. I'm going to show you the computer lab. So if you ever want to type up a paper here in the library, work on a project, or you ever have to print anything out, you can do that right here through the Dimond Library. And how printing works, so it's through the system CATS Cash. So you put money on your student ID, you send your file to the printer, you swipe your ID, and you're ready to go. So yeah, so this is the little center. You just send your file, you can print it out, no problem. And if you want to add any money quickly to your CATS Cash, you can do it with the machine right here. And yeah, and then this is our printer right here. So you go print.unh.edu, go to the website, upload them, and then you're able to print, no problem. Yeah, a lot of great spaces over here. So also a lot of great study spaces. Yeah, we do have the research center too. So if you want to really interested in research, trying to find specific things in the library, the research center is a great place to go. And so when you first start, if you do have any programs you have to get for a class and you're ever having trouble installing them, you can also stop here at the tech desk to get all your tech needs. So yeah, the library is definitely my favorite place to study, especially last year during COVID. Got a good chance to get out of my room and I could fully focus on stuff. So yeah, any questions about the library, the student services they have here?
Yeah, no, I do have one question. So what is your favorite floor of the library?
I definitely got to say it's the third floor, the quiet room. I really found, the third floor in the quiet room is definitely my favorite place. It's just so peaceful. That's the best way for me to study. No noises at all. Can't even open a bag of chips or anything. It's pure focus. And for me, that's my favorite place. And that's on my favorite floor.
Awesome. And then I just have some other questions for you. So why did you choose to come to UNH?
I came to UNH because when I first stepped on campus, I really felt like I was at home. I really felt this nice sense of community, this nice family vibe. Even before I toured here at UNH, I'd actually never been to New England before. But I remember I was on the tour and I told my mom, I was like, I'm coming here. And that's how I knew, UNH was the place for me.
All right, and then thank you so much. I just have one more question.
Yeah, sure.
What do you think is the most underrated spot on campus? So it could be a space to study, to hang out outside, anything like that.
I definitely underrated. I would say the College Woods, honestly. People always talk about it, but just this last year, I got a hammock, and me and my roommates, we would love to go out there. Hammock, it's very peaceful. You get to be in nature. 5 miles deep, so you really can go to a new spot every time. And it's very close to campus. But yeah, the College Woods are very underrated. It's great. It's a nice zen vibe.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Noah, for showing us around the Dimond Library.
Of course.
Next, we're going to be heading over to the Paul Creative Arts Center. So right now we were just right here at the library, and we're going to be going right down one more to the Paul Creative Arts Center, which is just right through the woods right there. There's a walking path that takes you right through the woods, so it's really easy to get to. And then Avery, whenever you're ready, you can tell us a little bit about the PCAC.
Great. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Perfect. So right now we're standing in front of the PCAC, which is the Paul Creative Arts Center. But really quick, I just want to point out the buildings that we are surrounded by right now. One is Spalding, which is under construction right now. It's going to be a state-of-the-art facility for many things science, as well as Kingsbury Hall, which is right across the way. And the majority of the buildings on this street are all academic related. So you're more than likely to have a class in at least one of these buildings throughout your time here. But right now we're going to talk a little more about the Paul Creative Arts Center. It's a really great space on campus that a lot of students to spend time in. There's anything from theaters to galleries, as well as an art museum located inside. So whether you want to go check out the art museum, go watch a show, all of that will take place in here. There's also tons of classes that take place in here with different studios, such as drawing, photography, painting, fashion-related things. So there's tons of opportunities for that. A great way that students will explore the arts is by taking discovery courses. So there's tons of art opportunities because there is an arts requirement for all students. So it's a really great time to be able to explore different things like drawing, painting, or for me, I took theater. It was honestly a super, super fun class. It was an intro to theater course, so we learned about the history, the tech side of things, as well as the creative aspects. I was able to watch shows in here and explore the facilities that are offered in here as well. So if you were ever interested in joining a theater club, an art club, taking discovery courses, or majoring or minoring, all of those opportunities would take place in the PCAC building.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Avery. I do have just a couple questions for you about your experience at UNH. So why did you decide to come to UNH?
So I decided to come to UNH for a variety of reasons. I am a transfer student, and transferring here after my freshman year was honestly a very easy decision for me. The social climate was an aspect that I was definitely interested in, both the diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as the overall opportunities that are available for students on campus, whether it's professional, academic, or just for fun. I found various opportunities in all of those areas throughout campus. Of course, another amazing aspect is the location. I find myself in Boston, in Portland, Maine, in the White Mountains skiing or at the beach all throughout the year. Being able to get to those locations within an hour max is definitely very convenient. And it's exciting to be able to have all of those opportunities around me as well. So those are definitely like the two major reasons why I chose UNH.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, Avery. I think that the location of UNH is awesome, as well as the student body size too, because we do have those big fun football and hockey games, and then also that individualized attention in classrooms. So that's all for our stops on tour today. But before we end, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today, and we really hope that you enjoyed this live tour of campus. Please visit us online at admissions.unh.edu/visit to learn about other opportunities to connect with us in the future. And once again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us at Be a UNH Wildcat on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and at U of NH on TikTok. So if you do end up having any additional questions, please email us at admissions@unh.edu. And I hope that you all have a great afternoon, and thank you so much for doing this live tour with us today.